The secret to a good cup of coffee isn't the bean, the brewer, or the temperature. It's the water. And this often ignored truth is the single greatest factor separating a mediocre morning brew from a transcendental daily experience. To neglect the liquid that constitutes over 98% of your final beverage is to fundamentally betray the flavor potential of your investment. Many home enthusiasts and even seasoned professional baristas in less informed regions still treat their water source as a passive solvent. They obsessively weigh their grounds to zero point 0.1 of a gram, spend small fortunes calibrating the optimal grind size, and time their extraction to the second with expensive scales. Yet they pour municipal tap water, a volatile, complex liquid cocktail of disinfectants, trace pharmaceuticals, and wildly erratic mineral content over their specialty grade beans. This gross neglect is the silent, pervasive killer of flavor because water is not just a vehicle. It is the primary chemical reactor in the brewing process, responsible for solubilizing the over 1,800 different volatile organic compounds, VOCs, and non volatile solids that collectively form coffee's the chemistry of flavor, hardness, alkalinity, and extraction. The key to perfect brewing lies in the total dissolved solids, TDS, specifically the precise molar ratio of two key ions, calcium, Ca2+, and magnesium, Mg2+. These are not just indicators of hard water, they are the active flavor magnets that drive extraction. Magnesium, in particular, is scientifically proven to be highly efficient at bonding with the long chain molecules responsible for the most prized notes sweet, floral, and fruity flavors. It actively pulls these complex, desirable compounds out of the roasted bean matrix and into the cup. When the water is too hard, high in calcium carbonate, however, it works against the coffee. Excess calcium aggressively binds to the coffee's desirable acids, such as chlorogenic and quinic acids, effectively neutralizing or buffering them. This chemical handcuffing prevents the subtle, complex flavors, the bright citrus, the delicate berry, or the deep spice notes, from ever reaching your palate. The result is a flat, dull, or chalky taste that utterly betrays a premium bean's origin, leaving behind a coating sensation and a lingering astringency. Equally destructive is the water's alkalinity, the concentration of bicarbonates that dictates the water's buffering capacity, its ability to resist changes in pH. Highly alkaline water can prematurely stabilize and neutralize the pleasant acids developed during brewing, leading to a lifeless, bitter, and astringent brew that tastes stale even when fresh. The ideal water needs to be just right, low in excess alkalinity to allow the coffee's natural acids to shine, but high enough in the right hardness, magnesium, to ensure effective extraction. The problem of purity, volatiles, and equipment damage. Beyond mineral composition, the presence of volatiles poses a critical threat to flavor integrity. Municipal treatment relies on chlorine and its more stable cousin, chloramine, to ensure safety. Even trace concentrations of these disinfectants will react with the hot coffee compounds in the brewing slurry to produce an immediate and acrid metallic chemical flavor that is impossible to hide. Historically, this chemical contamination issue was less recognized, but as global water systems manage increasing demands, the impact of these volatiles has grown, making advanced carbon filtration an absolute necessity. Furthermore, the improper balance of minerals accelerates the deterioration of equipment. High calcium and carbonate levels lead to the rapid formation of limescale inside kettles, espresso machine boilers, and brewing heads. This scale not only ruins heating elements and restricts water flow, but also leaches all flavors back into the water, creating a vicious cycle of poor taste and expensive repair. The pitfall of null water and the historical context. Paradoxically, the effort to achieve purity often leads to a different failure. The use of null water, such as distilled or reverse osmosis water, with a TDS near zero. This water, while chemically pure and safe for equipment, is a catastrophic solvent for coffee. It lacks the necessary mineral scaffolding to interact with the coffee grounds. In a vivid illustration of the laws of chemistry, the highly pure water passes through the grounds and only manages to pull out the most easily soluble, but often less pleasant compounds. It leaves behind a significant percentage of the highly valued sugar-like polymers and complex flavor structures trapped in the grounds. The resulting cup is consistently weak, sour, underdeveloped, and severely lacking in body, texture, and sweetness. The flavor is thin, fleeting, and utterly unsatisfying, proving that purity is not the end goal. Optimal conductivity and chemical reactivity are the objectives that matter. The great coffee houses of Vienna and Paris were not famous for reverse osmosis units, but for their use of specific, naturally occurring spring waters, a historical clue to the power of naturally balanced mineral. The solution: customization as the ultimate variable. The modern coffee consensus, driven by rigorous chemical analysis from organizations like the Specialty Coffee Association, SCA, has defined an almost pharmaceutical golden ratio for brewing water. This ideal recommends a TDS range between 120 and 180 parts per million, with a specific, tight concentration of total hardness, magnesium, and a moderate amount of alkalinity to stabilize the final product. Achieving this perfect, complex, and vibrant cup hinges not on purchasing a new $5,000 espresso machine, but on embracing customized water treatment. This necessitates a three-pronged approach for the serious enthusiast. First, stripping the municipal water of all contaminants using a robust carbon filter or reverse osmosis system. Second, remineralizing the pure water using scientifically formulated mineral packets containing the correct ratios of magnesium sulfate, calcium citrate, and bicarbonate. And finally, consistently measuring the TDS output. This final level of sophisticated optimization proves that even in a seemingly simple everyday ritual, the true path to mastering flavor and achieving greatness lies in acknowledging and precisely adjusting the most fundamental, elemental component of the drink.